Hello everyone, Fanta here. You're watching FANTAVISION, and today I am discussing E3 2020 and the changes that have been discussed and confirmed that will be coming to next year's E3. Now, it's weird to be talking about E3 already because it seems like E3 2019 just happened, but the ESA is really they're probably getting everything together already because I'm sure it takes that long from the end to the next one to really get it all organized. Because I can't imagine dealing with this many people and this many organizers and this many different companies that are going to be there. I'm sure it's a lot of work, but they're changing E3 once again. The first big change was many years ago when they originally allowed the public to actually start attending E3, because E3 was supposed to be a trade show for the people in the industry to kind of see what was going on and all the media and all that stuff. Of course, to build hype and to just kind of compare each other's games and to see what everybody else was doing. So it went from this industry thing that was very, televised and very hyped up on G4 and stuff like that, to now they're just letting in the public, and it seems like the ESA is trying to not only make money off of the exhibitors, but the general public as well, which will play into this. And the thing is if you guys remember, the ESA is comprised of some of the scummiest game companies out there. Most of the major AAA companies have somebody on their board. So the ESA is, again, not for us. I know I said this in an earlier video, but I have to stress that again because the ESA is what's putting the E3 on. And I didn't really think about that until after I read these changes. It's very clear what they're thinking about, and we'll dive into that. So the first change will be that E3 will have marketing showcases featuring influencers and celebrities. Now, I immediately cringe whenever I hear that influencers and celebrities are going to be involved in any sort of promotion for video games. I just stop. I really don't like most of the influencers they pick. They pick people that are just baffling. They pick celebrities that don't make any sense. It's like how YouTube Rewind picked Will Smith for some reason. Yeah. Just stop. Stop with the influencers and celebrities. I get what you're doing. You're trying to be more of a wide audience, mass appeal type thing, but they already have these tickets selling out. They're not having a problem with attendance. They're not. They're selling out of these tickets, and they're, quite frankly, overcrowded, and one of these changes is going to make that worse. Another one is Qtainment. They're going to add Qtainment, which will be marketing targeted attendees and lines. That's something I read a lot in these new changes. It was marketing. It's kind of, I don't know. It seems like an event that is, of course, it's about marketing. It is a giant marketing event. That's what it is. It's a one giant commercial for all of these game companies. And I get that, but at the same time, at one point, it felt like it had some sort of a soul. It felt like it was really for people that were into it. It was for people that were just deep into gaming and that really did actually care about it. And they seemed to also care about those people back then. Nowadays, it's just corporate. It's just becoming more and more corporate. It's just becoming more and more, what can we shove in the face of these attendees for as long as possible? Now, lines, you spend a long time in lines at E3 now. It's overcrowded. It's insanely overcrowded. Last time I went to E3 was the last time I went to E3. Not because I couldn't get in again, but because I don't want to go again. I'm sure if I put a little effort into figuring out how to get in, I could, but I don't want to. The first year I went, it felt very packed, but I got to do a decent bit of stuff, but I still spent a lot of time in lines. The second year I went, it was impossible to do anything. I made a couple of appointments. I got to see a couple games. I got to skip a couple lines, but overall, I got to play like 2 or 3 games. And I got to see very few. This is from I think this is from the last year I went. I got to play Call of Duty World War II. And it was okay. They had the sound way too high. You couldn't change it. So I felt like I got some hearing damage after playing, but it was fun. It was like, in the hyped up area, you're doing the 4v4, which was a lot of fun. So it's like a little LAN tournament, and it was fun. But that was one of the few games I got to play, and that's it. It was like that game and Total Warhammer 2. That was it. It was so difficult to get into playing these games. And if you wanted to play any Ubisoft game, any Nintendo game, any major game that was coming out, forget about it, because you're going to spend the entire day in that line just to play that one game. So they're going to be targeting those people, and that makes sense. I'm not upset that they're going to be putting more things in front of people in lines. What I'm worried about is exactly what they're putting in front. If they're going to make it at least entertaining, or they're going to make it so people can watch the E3 hosts or whatever discuss whatever the hell they talk about during the live thing. I don't watch those, so I have no idea. But if they give them something entertaining to watch, that's great. That's wonderful. But what I'm worried about is them getting this distilled, awful GameStop loop of like just that company's game trailers over and over and over. So for 3 hours, you're seeing the same 4 or 5 games with the same trailers, with the same descriptions from random people in the studio, from the same corporate bullshit about how much fun it is to work for whatever company you're waiting in line for. I don't want that. I don't want that for these people. I feel like that's going to be awful. That's going to be another negative change if they do it wrong. And ESA gave out the information of all the attendees for last year, so we know ESA isn't very good at figuring out how to do things right. But then again, I guess the ESA, I don't believe, will be putting those videos together. I feel like that will be up to the publishers. I don't know, because it sounds like these are changes that the ESA is making. So it's interesting to see what exactly they're planning. If it's going to be put in place for free by the ESA, and they're going to put TVs in lines, it'll probably be some live broadcast. It'll be something that is not going to bore people to death or have them want to rip their eardrums out because they've heard the same 10 things 1,000 times. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. I'm tired of them calling it marketing targeting. It sounds like you're being fed a pop-up ad over and over and over. And then the worst change of all, which I feel like is the opposite of what they should be doing. It makes me feel like the ESA is literally just trying to get as much money as possible, is they're allowing 10,000 more badges for the general public. They're still going to have the industry-only Tuesday, but they're going to allow 10,000 more people. This is by far the stupidest thing I've heard. This is the complete opposite of what is going to make E3 better. The last E3 blog, video, whatever I did, my buddy and I just kept talking about how crowded it was, how we couldn't do anything. Even when they opened this new arena thing that is away from the general area, as its own building, the general area was still packed because that arena could not, it was not going to take away from the excitement and hype of the main halls. The main halls are where people want to be, and because of that, it's packed. It's insane. You can barely walk around. You're definitely not going to be playing anything. So it's a shame that they're going the opposite route. If they want to really just lean in on this whole, we're going to let the general public in, we're going to make a bunch of money off of exhibitor badges and charging people to get in and driving up attendance even more when it's already too much. They either need a bigger venue somewhere else, or, and I feel like this is a better idea, is they make Tuesday, Wednesday, so 2 days for industry only, and then whatever the hell the rest is for general public. So that way, anybody who's in the industry or has their YouTube channel or whatever, gaming, whatever, they can get in, they can play what they need to play, see what they need to see, write down, report, whatever, and they can leave before having to deal with the mob of people that is going to be coming in with the general public because it's insane. And you know what? I don't even think that's the best solution. I just said that it is, but you know what? I'm thinking about it. I feel bad for the just general public because that's who I was in with. When I went there, I completely forgot that there was an industry day. Oh, whoops. I was in there with everybody else, and the lines were ridiculous. The crowd was ridiculous. I don't want anybody to have to deal with that. So I feel like they just need a bigger venue. Either that, or do the opposite and stop letting so many people in. Letting another 10,000 in is not going to solve your issue. It's not going to bring Sony and Activision back to E3, because that's part of it. These changes are a result of publisher feedback and partially because of Sony and Activision not attending E3 2019. That's not why they're not attending. It has nothing to do with this cutainment and letting more people in and the influencer marketing. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the cost and what they see as a benefit. Sony thought they could do some sort of direct thing. It did not work. I don't know if Sony's going to be coming back to E3 or what, but it feels like these companies don't really care about E3 anymore. They don't feel like it's necessary. Microsoft, oh my lord, it's definitely necessary to them because they have a lot of catching up to do. But PlayStation is killing it right now. They're so far ahead. They're doing so well in console sales that until the PlayStation 5 is revealed, I don't think they'll be coming back till E3. They might be coming back next year just because they'll want to start talking about the PS5. I don't know. It's not like we know the timeline of that. We know the Project Scarlet is going to be 2020. So Microsoft will 100% be coming back to E3 2020. See no reason why they wouldn't. Activision, who gives a shit? I mean, it's what? Call of Duty? Congratulations. I don't care. And Nintendo's Direct is wonderful. And I feel like the setup they have at E3 is phenomenal. Like, whenever you go, it's just a spectacle. Their setup is always insane. The Breath of the Wild setup, I'm so glad I attended that year because that was something I'll never forget. The presentation, the just inside of everything, and before you come in, you watch a video and it's got, oh man, every person that was working in there was dressed up like they belonged in the world, and phenomenal. It was phenomenal. They had animatronics, they had giant statues, the lighting in there was great, they were really friendly, they allowed you to record whatever you want. It was just an incredible environment. But the problem was, again, I had to wait like 2 hours in line, and that was a bit of a bummer. And then they tried again the year after that. They did something different. They had a bunch of lines for different things, but the lines closed off within the first 10 minutes. So, and those lines still had about 2 to 3 hours wait time just to play games that were coming out in a couple months. So I don't know how to solve this issue, but I don't think these changes are it. And the thing is with these 10,000 extra people, they say that the phone app, the E3 phone app, is what is going to be managing this insane amount of people. And I'm here to tell you, as a person who has attended 2 E3s, that app sucks. And it only got worse the year after. It does not work. It lags. The Wi-Fi/internet in there and cellular service is crap. And the app, like the app, it's slow. It's buggy. Like I said, it lags. And sometimes you'll be confirmed for something, but then you'll check again and it errored out and you didn't have this thing load. And some of the things didn't pop in at the right time. And the things fill up so fast. And if you had 10,000 more people all trying to use the same app at the same time on the same internet, it's just a nightmare. I don't know why they think this is going to work or why they think 10,000 more people is going to help, because it's not. So thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about all these different changes. If you guys have been wanting to attend E3 for the longest time and you think that this might have ruined it, now you don't really care about going, or if you're excited they're letting 10,000 more people in, so now you've got a shot to get in. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think it's worth the money. It wasn't worth what I paid in travel to do it. The first year it was great. It was a wonderful first experience. It also had less people than the year after. The second year, I was talking to people that were just regular public people that had nothing to do with the industry, and they didn't get to play a single game. Lots of people did not get to play a single game. if you want to experience E3, I feel like the best way is just to watch coverage of it. Unfortunately, it's sad. I would love to tell you guys that it's a lot of fun to attend, but that was not how I felt, at least. And a lot of people around me, they just seemed kind of bummed out. And I want to kind of save you guys the time and the money if you are thinking about trying to join this 10,000. If you still want to do it anyway, it's up to you. I'm not going to stop you. Just telling you how my experience was as a person who got in for free. So thanks again for watching. And as always, if you like the video, leave a like and have a fantastic day. See you guys.